Hi Gina, how
Hi,
are you?
good. How are you?
So I'm doing well, Gina. Thank you. So, guys, today we have with us a gemologist, a jewelry historian who's never failed. I should stress on the word never failed to fascinate and excite us with every design that she comes up with. And today we are going to listen to everything that has brought her thus far and all her struggles and everything about Gina. So, Gina, are you ready?
Yeah, totally.
Uh, yes. So it's really nice to have you here, Gina. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you
And
so much
yeah,
for
I'm
having
gonna
me.
I'm gonna just ask you a couple of questions for which your answers will definitely enlighten the upcoming jewelry designers. So here we go. So, Gina, we all know you're a great jewelry designer and whatnot, and your jewelry design are just immaculate. But there will be some background to this, right? So, if you could just tell us, give us a gist on the background of your business, how you started it, and all that.
Okay, so basically, I'm a BCom graduate, but I did my gemology program from India, Indian Diamond Institute. Then I started my career in India itself, work with two really big gigantic organizations who are not just
Hmm.
manufacturers, but they are also into retail outlets. And I started working with them. The name is Tanishq, and the other one is the Forever Precious. So I worked with these
Hmm.
two companies, and then we migrated to United States, and there I joined GIA, and it's a dream school. Whoever wants to be a gemologist, So I pursued
Hmm.
my education further in gemology, Pearl graduate, and then I further went to study more, which is history of jewelry designing from Christie School of Education, London. I pursued my jewelry art program, and I'm still studying more. So, yes, this is
So,
what is the background, and this is what I'm pursuing more.
after all, it's all a learning process, right?
Exactly.
Anyway. So yeah, so I'm sure to get this far, you would have, gone through struggles in life. So if you could just
Yeah.
tell us about that.
I think struggles are nothing but the challenges, and
Okay.
we get it on day to day life. When I started my business, first of all, people were not taking me seriously. That okay,
Mhm.
I mean, education background is one thing, but starting a business is totally a whole lot of different game. So first of
True.
all, you have to give the trust to your vendors. You have to give trust to your, alliances, the partners that I'm not just starting the business. This is an enterprise which I'm starting, and this is going to be a strong in upcoming days. So it was a bit struggle when I started. It is even a struggle
Mhm.
now because it's like when we launch something, the very next month something else comes. So it's like
True.
always a ball game. So it took a really long time to strategize the business. It really took a long time to see what are the customer needs and wants, and
Mhm.
accordingly set up the entire graph. So yes, the struggle was more like a challenge to me, and we understood the customers, we understood the base, we understood the different cultures, and based on
Okay.
that we come up with a concept. So yeah, it was a bunch of struggles, but at the end we are sailing through it slowly, and day by day we
That's
are achieving. So yeah.
great. That's great. Anyway, so that's really nice to hear, I'm sure this is going to really inspire people who want to drop their business and and not do it again. But yes, your story will definitely inspire them.
Yeah, I mean, see,
And
stopping is something, Kathy, that
uh
sometimes when you get demotivated, you feel like, oh, you know what? Let me just stop it and let me just go back to my job.
correct,
It is just a decision of a second, but I think that's the moment which you just need to let go, and it's a new sunrise. So next day you wake up
yes,
and you wake up with that strong motivation that no matter what, It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. It's the same way
Oh,
and jewelry designing is something which is coming from years and years. Like we have a very long, strong history. So when you read about those people, you get even more motivation. So that's what is my
oh,
key. When I get demotivated, I just pick up a book of those great designers or of
mhm.
anybody, who motivates me. And then I'm again back on the track.
That's
So
great. That's
yeah.
nice. Great. So, Gina, we see that you are a person full of creative ideas. You come up with so many ideas. Now, tell us the ideas behind every design. So, what is that, one spark of the idea that you put into every design that makes it so beautiful?
Okay, yeah. So this is again comes about the education background. When I was doing
Okay.
my history of jewelry designing, I learned that there are so many small, small things, which the
Mm-hmm.
designers of 1600s or 1800s bring up. And those ideas and those unique style were so much in that time. And now the current designers, they are not touching base on those ideas.
Mm-hmm.
When I took the initiative and when I started touching base on those ideas, say for an example, 1800 to 1900, the 100 years was like a Balope era. Now Balope
Mm-hmm.
era is nothing but the white gold, diamonds. It was like
Okay.
a rich, classy designs. We do
Mm-hmm.
see rich, classy white gold diamonds designs, but the concept behind this is a Balope era. So I started looking on the eras. I started
Mm-hmm.
doing more and more research on what type of technique, what type of diamonds, what type of metal type they used to use, and I started monitoring those ideas in my free time, and in my creativity time. I started initializing putting those ideas into
Mm-hmm.
my current work, and I started mix modern contemporary with Balope, and I started merging
Mm-hmm.
it, and trust me, it is working so well. I'm getting such a good response by creating
Great.
those one of a kind pieces. I also look for Mughal collections. That's like
Oh, okay.
beautiful color stones, the colorful collection, or the karigari, what you call the Mughal collection
Uh-huh.
used to have, the Mughal
Yes.
era used to have. I see all
Mm-hmm.
those ideas and I get influenced by them, and I apply them in my day-to-day creativity.
Great, great. Okay, so do you repeat these designs, Gina?
I try not to.
Okay.
95% of my pieces are one of a kind pieces, but
Mm-hmm.
we are coming up with a e-commerce platform website wherein we
Mm-hmm.
are going a little bit on repeating orders, wherein
Okay.
um, say not more than three pieces. For one piece you're just going to make three copies, but not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to stick with not to repeat any of our designs and any of our pattern. It does stays in our inventory, but design inventory, but we generally don't repeat them. It's always one of a
Okay.
kind piece.
Okay. 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 Being the designer that you are, now tell us what sets you apart from the other designers.
Oh yes, a lot, a lot. First of all, we focus more on custom made designing. Um,
Okay.
we do carry our inventory. We do carry our own designs. We do show them to our
Mm-hmm.
customers, but 80% of my customers come to me to get custom made designs. So, for
Mm-hmm.
an example, if they have diamonds with them and they want to reuse them or they want to recycle their gold, sometimes some people has that thought in their mind that okay, this is my great grandmother jewelry and I want to break it, but I want to use the same gold and diamond, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So we are more into custom made designs that sets us apart from the retail designs. Hmm.
So, Gina, being the designer that you are, tell us that one thing that sets you apart from the other designers.
Okay, a lot. We are designers, and we totally focus on custom made designing. So a lot of my customers who comes to me, they do see my ready inventory, they do see my designs, and they do see our products. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end, they would just come to me that since we have come to design, we would like to make something custom made. So that is the major key element which sets us apart from the retail. The second point comes to the budgeting. We always keep the budgeting in our mind. You know, when we talk to them, there is not just the concept, but there is also the pocket size. We have to look into it if they have some certain kind of budget in their mind. We keep that budget in the mind, and accordingly we propose them designs, and accordingly we manufacture. So everything
Mm-hmm.
from A to Z is customized.
Great, great, that's great. And to be honest, very few designers actually do that, fit into your budget and the kind of thing that you like. So we don't
Yes,
really find designers like that
yes. So
these
we
days.
do that.
That's great, that's great.
Yeah, and
And
apart
for
from
everyone,
that, we also do a lot of appraisals. So what happens is
okay,
when they comes to us with some old gold, usually all the
okay,
retailers do price it, but we price it in
mhm,
a different way. You know, we don't price it as per the retailer's price. We price it in a little different way. So
okay.
that is another key element.
That's great, that's great. And Gina, for everyone that's following you on your social media handles, and yes, guys, Gina is really active on her social media handles for all those jewelry lovers and for all those keeping a track of their birthstones. Should follow Gina on all her social media handles because she's constantly uploading blogs, informational articles. So, Gina, now what inspired you to write these articles? Because you write the articles that you write, the information that is rendered in those articles are not the kind of information that you could just get on Google and whatnot. You just type your birthstone and you get those information. No, it's something different. It's very informational. So I don't really find anybody doing that. So what was that motivation?
Um, So this is a story like of 2015 when I was working with an organization in States, and you know I used to
Okay.
do a lot of work with the color stones over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people used to ask me that why don't you educate us, you know, with this color stone, because they used to always, deal with diamonds. I thought, let me do something about it and let me give them a basic education. What I did is I just
Okay.
wrote the key elements about the three basic stones, which is emerald, ruby, and diamonds, pearls,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
also about certain, not too much recognizable stones, but now like they're really very famous, you know, garnets and tanzanites and
Yes.
opal. So these are
True, true,
turquoise.
true.
So I wrote some little small lines for them so that they know the basic steps to evaluate
Okay.
the gemstones, right? I did
Mm-hmm.
that and I gave them those copies and they were so happy. And even today,
Okay.
they
Uh-huh.
go through them, you know, while evaluating or while purchasing the gemstones. And that gives me the idea about it, that so many people who are even in the business, they might not
Mm-hmm.
have got time to go to school and study all these things. I thought, let me just do it and let me put it out on social media. You know, at least they can go through it, they can read it. There are so many students who are doing this gemology
True.
program. Even it would
That's
be a
true.
handy for them. I don't know how that I've really got a very good response. And there are so many people, if I don't post certain things on certain time, they do DM me that wasn't it your
Great.
blog posting day today? Maybe they don't
Uh-huh.
follow my jewelry, but they do follow my color stone blog,
Well.
maintenance
Mm-hmm.
tips, and quick buying tips. And I've
Mm-hmm.
got so many DMs saying that we do use your quick buying tips, even the customers.
Okay.
It's okay, even if
Wow.
they're not my customers, but if they go anywhere else, they know, okay, this is not
Okay.
tanzanite, you know, or no, this is not sapphire.
Okay.
I know this is not sapphire, and they
True.
are able
True.
to,
True.
do the differentiate. So yeah,
Okay.
it is motivating even more to write.
That's great. Actually, you're really doing a good job, actually, because most of them get treated like that in the market because they don't really know what they're getting, and so they just get whatever they were not supposed to get. So this is actually very informational. Personally, yes, I feel it's really informational, and thanks to you for that great idea.
Thank you very
So,
much.
Gina, you're welcome. So, with all this COVID thing, coming in between, the entire world going under a lockdown, how has it affected your business?
To be honest, not much. Because
Okay.
as I said, we are not like a sales driven company. Sometimes
Okay.
um, we are more creative company. We are more into
Mm-hmm.
creativity, designing. So most, as
Mm-hmm.
I said, 85% of my work is a custom made, so that never stopped. We still did a lot of idea sharing, a lot of sketch sharing to our customers, through technology. Bless us that in the
Great.
pandemic the technology was the best handy
Yes.
tool for us, for the
Yes.
communication and for
For
showing.
everyone, actually, yeah.
Yes, so we did a lot of that. Plus I advised all the customers,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that
Mm-hmm.
their buying um, is due by Diwali or by December. As you know, what
Mm-hmm.
happens usually, those customers contact us 2 or 3 months prior to what they want to
Yes.
purchase on certain
Mm-hmm.
months. So we were already in conversation with some of my clients. I just
Mm-hmm.
advised them to purchase gold bars because I knew the gold price was going to hit. And
Okay.
on the right time, on the right moment, they just reserved the gold, which they wanted to make the jewelry out of. So say 10 grams, 15 grams,
Mm-hmm.
20 grams. But even that minor difference of the rising in the gold gave them benefit. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the, again, the education plays a very good role. Where if you know to
Mm-hmm.
study the charts, if you know to study certain news, that really helps you out to help your clients. So it wasn't
Okay.
much affected, and we created a lot of new ideas. Lot of
Wow, that's
we did a
great.
lot of research on the history, which we usually don't get much
Uh-huh.
time to do it. But
Time.
we
Mm.
utilize this time in a very positive way. We spent time with family, of course, and we had a lot of
Great. That's
motivation
true.
outside. Yeah, yeah. It was
Great. That's great.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm very sure, there are these budding designers, uh, looking at this conversation that we're having right now, and I'm sure they'll be looking up to you for some advice that you could just give them, so that they know what they're doing and they don't give up on what they're doing. So, what's your take on that?
Don't give up. Have
Mm-hmm.
if you can get education, that's the main key. If because this is also an industry. If you come with certain education, if you come with certain degrees, yes, you do get recognized. And have practical experience before you think of starting your own business, or before you think of starting your, before you want to be an entrepreneur. Have practical experience, work under some seniors, and learn. At least give
Mm-hmm.
5 to 7 years, for the learning
Mm-hmm.
outside, outside your company. Even if you are the second or third generation of the jewelry family, of the jewelry retailers family or wholesalers family, try to work outside of your company and get education, get practical knowledge, and then come back. Then you'll know, what are the struggles, what are the hurdles. And don't give up. That's the one thing I would say. And read as much as you can. There are so many books out on jewelry
Mm-hmm.
designing, on jewelry history, on color stone, on inclusions. Read those books. Trust me, it gives you immense amount of knowledge and immense amount of confidence, because at the end we say knowledge is the power, and you do need that power if you want to survive in this industry. So
True.
yes, yes,
That's true. That's true. So yeah, it's a learning process, like
exactly.
everybody says. And thank you for that advice. And I'm sure our budding designers will definitely take your advice. And now for some personal question. So, considering your busy lifestyle, what is your stress buster?
My stress buster is my books, as I said, and
Okay.
spending
Uh-huh.
time with my kids. I
Great.
I do love to sketch with them. I have
Mm-hmm.
a puppy in my house. That's a new addition to my family. So we
Oh,
play with,
okay.
yeah. So we play with our puppy, and we walk.
Okay.
I follow
Mm-hmm.
Sadhguru. So we make sure that before we hit the
Okay.
bed, we do at least 20 minutes of meditation. That
Oh, yes. That's good.
is,
That's good.
yeah, that is my me time. I just let
Great.
go of whatever today's burden is, and I'm ready for the
Uh-huh.
fresh new start tomorrow. So it's like a
Great.
gratitude we do.
Okay.
So yeah, after doing that, I literally don't feel stressed at all.
Great. That's great. That's great. In spite of being a busy jewelry designer, you are also a super mom. That's great, actually.
Thank you so
Tina,
much. I don't know
that's
about
really
super, but
good.
yes, thank you so much. Yes,
Obviously.
that's,
Yeah, I'm sure your kids will agree to that, super mom.
thank you so much.
That's good. That's good. Anyway, Gina, thank you so much for joining with us. And, in spite of you being such a busy person with your busy schedule, thank you for taking time out to answering all these questions. And I'm very sure these questions one day will help someone who's just going to be a designer like you. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
in,
so
Gina.
much. Thank you. Thank you very much for having
You're
me.
welcome. You're welcome. See you. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.